My name is Kirk. I'm divorced 2 years ago, but I'm still quite close with my ex, Miriam, and we have 3 children together. Sometime in the spring of 2025, I noticed I started losing weight. Toward the end of 2025, I took a 2-week trip through Asia. Tokyo, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Singapore, Melbourne, Sydney. By the end of that trip, I felt horrible. When I got back, I thought, you know what, I need to go talk to somebody and just make sure there's nothing going on. So I actually went to my internist and just said we need to do more than the normal annual checkup. And that's where we saw a big tumor on my pancreas, a big tumor in my liver, and a bunch of innumerable small nodules across the rest of my abdomen. It was stage 4 pancreatic cancer that had moved. Man, doesn't look good. But you go through this shock, and it's emotional. I'm discovering what I'm discovering. Now I gotta go tell Miriam, who I love her, she loves me. We gotta tell our kids in the right way. And so she came in very early, and the very first few minutes that we were talking, she said, I'm gonna be here with you, and it's gonna be no different than if we were still married. And that was a huge weight. It's life and death. And so you kind of have these existential thoughts. Starting around Thanksgiving, I got on one of the standards of care, chemo. When we did scans after 5 cycles of chemo, what we found were the big tumors had shrunk. The small tumors, it's a little bit harder to tell what they've done. So positive, but not super positive result. The genetic makeup of my cancer is unusual. What I have is cancer with a genetic mutation that less than 1% of the population has.
And with a traditional brick and mortar clinical trial structure where patients have to travel to a city and a clinic for the trial, it would never happen. So this decentralized approach can really bring opportunities and access to novel therapies for patients with advanced cancer. 40% of cancer is actually considered rare. And so if we lump all those patients together, we're really opening doors with decentralized trials.
And this drug, in terms of the actual treatment, it's 1 pill a day. They mail me the pill.
This is the first ever nationwide telemedicine-enabled clinical trial for therapy of cancer ever. This trial is based on targeting a gene called fibroblast growth factor receptor, or FGFR.
This particular drug, pemigatinib, is kind of a smart drug. It goes and it just goes to that little genetic mutation that I have that less than 1% of the people do, and it just says off.
Thanks to the donors that have supported Gateway for Cancer Research, and through this decentralized trial approach, your support can actually reach patients in every city and zip code across the country with novel therapies, and we're going to bring more.
It feels to me like we're making advances in certainly treating pancreatic cancer.
So without Gateway for Cancer Research support, we wouldn't be able to make this first telemedicine trial that's nationwide possible.
The donors know there's a need. Knowing that there are other people out there funding these things, it's incredibly gratifying. And knowing that there's a financial backing to that is very encouraging.